welcome to Let's Play Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit, Episode 3, and where for this segment we are going to be heading to Atlantica.
Reminiscent of the Monaco Grand Prix, this course is a real driver's utopia. Emphasis on racing technique will ensure record times on this futuristic track. A run of narrow canals is capped by a sharp corner and a long bank turn here. Keep to the shoulder for your best line through and expect to hit your top speed. These two wide bank turns both top 180 degrees in radius, but require different strategies to negotiate. Watch your line and your speed. Think fast. The roadway splits twice, running in parallel lengths here. Pick your branch carefully and watch for a chance to switch lanes if necessary. Hold on tight. Chicanes and doglegs are threatening at high speeds. Only alert drivers will navigate these moments successfully.
So yeah, anyways. Also furthermore, from the previous segment, I would like to apologise if I did not show the track information about Red Rock Ridge. I will of course be doing that more or less before the end of the game, just to try and see if I can correct myself from that mistake, or more or less ridicule myself from that mistake. But officially, it's now time for Atlantica. And as for the car I'm going to use, well, now is the time for me to switch over to the Ferrari. Because since I cannot use any other cars yet, I figure it's now time for me to use the Ferrari. And as for the colour, well, yeah, sure, why not? I'll drive this thing in red. Just because it's going to be for the third race. So, you know, just going to check again to see if this is the car I'm using, just to be certain. Oh, okay. Okay, now I've selected the Ferrari. And so, let's now head over to the third race, which is in Atlantica, and where officially I'm driving the Ferrari 355 F1. Here is to hoping that this time it will not take as long for me to try and get 4 laps of the circuit in without all the mistakes I previously made. Okay, attempt number 2, and hopefully
2, 1, go!
I can actually try my hardest not to suck. Because apparent as it might be at the moment, I clearly suck at this circuit. So first attempt went very badly once I made the first mistake. I was basically just compromised by all sorts of fucking mistakes by the time I found out how to get around this circuit, and I figured out the way I was not meant to get around this circuit for my first attempt. But I'm just hopeful in saying that this time I will manage to navigate my way around the circuit correctly. Because apparent as it might be at the moment, I'm doing the exact opposite of navigating my way around the circuit correctly. As I now officially move up into the second position here in my Ferrari. I'm now fighting against Bullet, and of course braking for the hairpin, because I know very well that if I don't, I'll just end up hitting the wall. Go fuck yourself, Ice. And ultimately, I can at least say at the moment I am limiting my mistakes. Even if it doesn't look like I'm doing a very good job at winning at the moment, the truth is it really doesn't matter, because at the moment I can safely say that I'm keeping myself in contention for the race win, to say the least. And oddly enough, I did have a 2-point lead going into this race, so as long as I can finish inside the top 3 and maintain my consistency, then essentially I'll only be 1 point behind Bullet heading into race 4. I mean, even though...
Lap 2.
Okay, survived the first lap this time without any major incidents, but as long as I can manage to limit the mistakes, then I might be in possible contention to keep myself fresh from the fight. But also, if I finish in second, I'll be leading this by a single point. So, not necessarily winning these races consistently, but more or less trying to win these races every so often, more or less. And Blazin is right there on the Corvette. And it doesn't look like I'm doing a very good job at catching up to the leaders at the moment, but it's fine, because we still have 2 laps to go on this, again, quite long circuit. Obviously not the longest one in this game overall, but at least I can say the circuits in this game are actually enjoyable. Aha! Go fuck yourself, Blazin. You fuckface. And already up to this point, I'm now 7 seconds behind the leader. So it looks like Bullet is more or less extending himself from the rest of us. But I am trying to see if I can close up to second place. And I slowed down too much for that right-hander. But then again, it doesn't affect me too much because Ice just fucked himself as well. So Ice is not making any real attempts at trying to overtake me. Meanwhile, I am trying my best to catch up to Swerve in the silver Lamborghini, who is currently second.
That's your best lap, lap 3.
And even though I did close up to the leader that time around, unfortunately I don't think it's going to be enough for me to go for the win, but as long as I can go for second place and maintain the consistency, then I should be able to remain a contender. Also, furthermore, I just hit top speed in this thing. 183 miles per hour is the top speed in this thing, which I think is about 2 miles faster than the Countach. And Ice is still trying his hardest to get past me, but he shall not pass, is all I can really say in response to that. I have no reasons or desires to let him through, so I can lose more ground than I already have done. And all I can really do up to this point is try my hardest to limit the damage of myself not winning this race. So it looks as though Bullet has pretty much separated himself from the rest of us. By now it looks like that could have gone much worse had I not performed the slide. And I am slowly closing in. Well, I was closing in, but now I'm not. And I think this is going to be a tiebreaker heading into race 4, as far as I know. I certainly don't predict this is going to be a clean sweep. It'll probably be anything but a clean sweep, to be completely honest, but at least I can say Swerve has not moved himself away from me, so there is still a chance in saying I could finish in second as of which I do now take second position. I'm very much audacious enough to say that I am, of course, not losing too much ground to the rest of the pack, but all I need to do now is just basically limit the bottling as much as I can. Bullet has pretty much separated himself from the rest of us by now. I've not had any flips up to this point in the race, but ultimately it ain't easy trying to hold on to the second position at the moment, as of which Blazin does now take that position away from me temporarily. And he does not spin as a result of that, god damn it. As of which I should have made him spin for that, but unfortunately I did not. And I could have easily gone much worse had I not been on the inside. Okay, now I'm in trouble. Fuck you, Swerve. Okay, I'm clearly not accepting this. If I get wrecked again, then I'm just gonna restart this. It was going so well, and then suddenly I just had to get wrecked. And suddenly I just had to get wrecked by Swerve. Okay. There might still be a chance. I can get second. There is a chance. But I need to limit the slip-ups if I'm gonna get second. Come on. Please take second, please take second, please take second. Come on.
That's your
okay.
You placed second.
Okay. I finished in second. Thank fucking Christ. I almost thought for sure I was not going to do it.
Congratulations! You've got a top 10 time for this track.
But in the end I did. I finished second in Atlantica. And the 8th best overall lap time. And well, don't think I need to show off the stats or explain them, because I've already done that. And officially, let's move on. So, Bullet won the race in the end, as of which it is now 3 different winners in 3 races, and also 2 out of the 3 cars have already won a race in this tournament so far. The Corvette, of course, is yet to win, and it looks as though, up to this point, I should hold a 1-point lead heading into race 4. But before we do that, I need to get myself a replay. Still, I did not think I was going to come back after contact with Swerve, because I honestly thought for sure he costed me that second position, but somehow in the end I managed to come back from it. I was able to persevere by the skin of my teeth, because I'm aggressive.
3, 2, 1, go!
But yeah, this is more or less going to be either a Matt Kenseth or Joe Nemechek style championship victory, it looks like, or more or less something like that. Because I would imagine I'm probably not going to win many of the races, but all I really need to do is just limit the mistakes as well as the damage taken from losing a race, and just try and see if I can keep the momentum going by finishing inside the top 3 for pretty much every race. Because that is how I become successful. And already up to this point, I have done 3 races in the tournament so far. And I think the 4th segment should be the halfway point of the tournament as far as I know. Wow. I just literally dumped ice. Once he was there on my outside, I mean, there was no way 2 abreast was going to work. Through that corner, I don't think. Anyways, showing off the full lap and also trying to see if I can get myself a reasonable shot of my Ferrari 355.
Lap 2.
Alright, that should do it. Well, at least I managed to get some reasonable shots from that camera view. As of which I think personally that does provide the best shots. So, let's now have a look at what this does to the championship. And apparent as it might be, my maths is correct, so as a result of me finishing second in that race, I now hold a 1-point advantage over Bullet. Ice is still in 3rd, followed by Blaze in 4th. Swerve has now elevated up to 5th position, Terra is 6th, Tad is now up to 7th, and Carcass is still yet to not finish last. So, that was Atlantica, and the next race we are going to is Rocky Pass. Okay, that's all I needed to know. So Rocky Pass is up next. And with that, stay tuned for more of NFS Hot Pursuit.